just a couple minutes. Oh, just kidding. Pairings just went up for round 4 here at Card Kingdom's Weekly Legacy Tournament, and so we will be getting a feature match set up for you guys, and then we will have that match coming to you live here at twitch.tv/cardkingdom.
Coming to you live from cardkingdom.com.
It's not cardkingdom.com.
Whatever. Twitch.tv/cardkingdom.
You did it.
Ballad Washington.
We're here to have fun, though. So yeah, I was in the tournament, but I dropped because I'm terrible.
Oh, okay.
And until Mike actually physically moves me out of the seat, I'm just going to keep sitting here and talking.
Why? What about the Netherlands versus whatever Ben's playing?
We're trying to figure out the last round. It looks like Sean Catanese is potentially going to be the feature match with his sweet Netherlands.
It's so sweet. Fine.
However, we are not sure exactly what it's going to be. Have you guys decided what match is going to be a feature match?
Yep.
Are you kicking me out of this chair?
Sure.
I am now officially being kicked out of the chair. Stay tuned, guys. We're not even going down. I'm just getting out of the seat.
So we're getting Seek and Show versus Reanimator. I think it was the Reanimator we just featured, right?
No, it's a different Reanimator.
Oh, okay.
So we're switching up on Reanimator players. We didn't really get to see Reanimator last round.
That makes sense. Give it a second shot, reclaim its glory. Sneak and Show, gonna be an odd one. Who do you think's favored?
Probably Reanimate. It's like the combo killer, right?
It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
If they, I guess Show and Tell is a little sketchy when your opponent can put in a giant monster as well.
And you have multiple dipping needles post board for the
Oh my.
Show and Tell?
Yeah.
Or for the sneak attack?
Yeah, this might be tough.
Yeah.
Also, I think Reanimator is just faster, right?
Yeah, that too.
So, it's faster, more disruption, uses his opponent's card to win,
Potentially have discard.
has better hate cards post-board. Close matchup.
Right.
Yeah. That's what we're going with.
Yep. This might be a beating. Speaking of beatings, how'd you like me playing against Sean?
I think Sean made a pretty critical mistake with his Gush.
Okay.
He had Doomsday in hand and Treasure Cruise in hand, and he should have cast Doomsday, and if you counter it, fine. You play Treasure Cruise with the now 8 cards in your graveyard, and you're in the same position as Sean was with his play. If Doomsday resolves, you Gush and win.
Okay. Yeah, my hand was garbage. Do you see how bad those decks were?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, if it wasn't for Dak, I would have had 0 chance that game. But the top of my library was garbage.
It took a few turns, but you got there eventually.
Yeah. Speaking of getting there eventually, I kept a no-lander on Mola 6.
We saw that. We thought you were stupid, that you deserved to lose, and then you won.
Yes.
What is that? What is that?
Yes.
Sean, I think he had terrible draws.
He drew every single land in his deck for the most part, it looked like.
It looked like he had 7 lands in play.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
I think he should have fired off Demonic Tutor for Ancestral Recall about 2 turns earlier than he did.
Sure.
But you still had the Force Wills.
Yes.
So,
Hey, I scryed a Force Will to the top, too. I was snap ready to scry any non-land to the bottom, and then I saw another Force Will.
so you decided to YOLO it? You would eventually draw a land?
Yeah. And you know what I did?
I don't like that against Doomsday at all. I think you got really lucky.
I did. I got accepting the luck. I mean, granted, I feel I have... If I draw a land, if the card underneath the Force Will is a land, I think I'm heavily favored. I think...
Sure, but the reason I don't like it is because Doomsday has a lot of card advantage engines. It has Treasure Cruise, Stay Through Time, Ancestral Recall, and 4 Gushes, which means that given enough time to set up, Doomsday will be able to power through all your Force Wills. It has 4 Doomsdays. It can just cast Doomsdays until you run out of Force Wills.
Sure.
So, if you brick on lands more than a few turns, I think he's heavily favored in that game. I have a fun story against Andrew Park. So I was playing Bug Delver against Andrew, postboard, and Andrew had played a Preordain, shipped, played a Ponder and Land and shipped, and then missed his land drop. And so I have this Python Needle in my hand, and I tank, and I play Python Needle. And I name the fetch land that he has untapped, and he tanks as well. And then he says, okay, resolve. So I name his fetch land, and it turns out that another was on top, and another was on top of that. So I suspect that while Michael does have Python Needle, Andrew will not be got by Python Needle this time around. He has learned his lesson.
You're doing Python Needle into double time walk?
Yes.
This seems really good.
I think the details of that story are a little off, but the essence of Sinkhole plus Time Walk is, very satisfying. And it's not something that you easily forget.
Underground Sea Brainstorm. What are you playing? Could be anything.
Yeah, this is a play that Reanimator does more than pretty much any other deck, because Entomb is an instant speed shuffle effect. So you can upkeep Entomb and not draw any of those 2 cards that you didn't want.
Putting some land back seems...
Yeah, Reanimator is a pretty mana-efficient deck. Don't need too many lands there. If Michael had that Lotus Petal in his hand, I like casting Brainstorm off Lotus Petal because it gives you the chance to draw a fetch land and shuffle away dead cards, like those 2 lands that he doesn't want to draw.
Yep.
So if he had made that play, he wouldn't have had to draw that completely dead land.
Yeah, because I believe he has a 3rd one in hand as well. Yeah, that's another Polluted Delta.
Does Michael have a Reanimation target in hand?
He has a Gristlebrand. He has a GP... There's a lot of GP Seattle or GP Primal Gristlebrands because everyone picked up a ton from GP Seattle.
So if that's the case, Michael should not have played that land because it looks like the only thing he's missing is a discard outlet, which means that his fastest way to get to a discard is to draw a discard.
Okay. Even at the expense of drawing this other bad land off the top of your deck?
Right, so you have 7 cantrips and 8 effects that allow you to put a monster into your hand from play, but you also... I think it's a little better to draw discard, but it's close. Especially... He would have been able to draw discard last turn.
Oh.
Or this turn, sorry. Yeah, he would have been able to draw discard this turn. Although he can Thoughtseize himself and Exhume this turn, I think that's a play that you go for.
Yeah. Does he have a blue card to go with the Forcible?
He does not.
Thoughtseize, target me.
Yeah.
Sure.
So there's an argument to be made for playing Reanimate first. He can play both Reanimate and Exhume this turn. It's a little unfortunate that Andrew knows Michael's hand because he knows that he doesn't have to force will this Reanimate if Michael does lead with Reanimate. Normally, if let's just say your opponent Reanimate Gristlebrand, of course you force it. But in this case, it actually would be better to let it resolve. Yeah, I don't like this at all. It's better for Andrew to let Reanimate resolve because it deals Michael 8.
He's at 17, would have to go... Yeah, would have to go to 8, basically.
Yeah, we should correct these left totals.
Yeah. He's at 16 now.
Yep, 16.
I believe he has Show and Tell Emrakul in his hand too, so yeah. Like you want your opponent to be at 8.
Right.
8 when you're casting Show and Tell, and you know they don't have a target.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't make out what he drew, but it looks like it was not the...
I think he needed another Forcible.
Yeah. He definitely has the Show and Tell Emrakul next turn, though.
Yeah.
Which, assuming that Michael can't draw any blue card,
that seems
is
tough.
Fine. But yeah, that does seem tough.
Like if he said 8, he can't draw 7 and pitch to force.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying that Andrew actually has this game won?
No. I'm saying that if he had let Reanimate resolve, he would have...
Oh, right. If he had let Reanimate resolve.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, so that was I think, a mistake on Andrew's part. he's doing the best he can to recover from it.
I guess if he has sneak attack here, or he's drawing something. So, yeah.
Yeah, so sneak attack is a good bait spell. Sorry, show and tell is a good bait spell. Does he actually have sneak attack? I don't see it in his hand.
No, so yeah, force, he goes down to 15.
Did Andrew have another show and tell?
He did. But he already played his land for the turn.
Okay.
Actually, he had the Lotus Petal and he had the City of Traders. Do you think he just goes for another, just double show and tell this turn? Doesn't he have another show and tell?
I didn't really get a good glimpse of his hand.
Or he might only have 3 cards in hand? Yeah. His hand right now, I believe, is City of Trader at 2 Emeralds.
Okay.
But I believe there's a show and tell on top of his library.
Yeah, so he could have gone double show and tell this turn,
I think he could have.
which obviously would be very good if that were the case.
So maybe there's not another show and tell on top of his library.
Yeah, it seems like that's a pretty obvious line.
Yeah.
Looks like Michael has Entomb and Reanimate, so I'm pretty sure Andrew's just dead here. You should, put Iona on red. The reason being, there's only 3 show and tells left in Andrew's deck.
2. He pitched from the force.
Oh, 2. Yeah. So it's much more likely that Andrew has a show and tell. Sorry, a sneak attack.
Sneak attack, yeah.
And you have a shot to bounce a creature if Andrew show and tells a creature into play, whereas with sneak attack, you're just dead.
Yep.
Iona, taking a little 9 chip. It's putting him at 6. Probably doesn't matter though. Is Iona only 7? I thought it was 9.
I thought it was 9.
Huh. Well,
And
okay. So it looks like Michael plays the correct play and gets punished.
yep.
But, yeah, we should make sure of life totals because that's very relevant for Michael drawing cards.
Oh wow!
Is Iona a 7-drop?
It's 9, right? Then he should
Yeah,
have
so
taken
he should
2.
be at 6.
Yeah. If he was correctly at 15.
He was though. He cracked a fetch.
Yeah.
And Thoughtseize himself. He cracked 3 fetches and Thoughtseize
Well,
himself.
okay, so this is actually just lethal back.
Huh. Well, look at that. You get to block 1,
Yeah.
but it's still lethal.
Turns out Annihilator's not on blocks.
Yeah, really.
That would be...
Wow. So you're right. Andrew did have double show and tell and just didn't see the line, I guess.
Yeah.
If he had seen the line, well, yeah,
Because he brainstormed. He could have put back one of the Emrakuls,
yeah. There's no reason to have an Emrakul.
a second Emrakul, yeah.
Yeah. So
And what double show and tell does there is it allows the Emrakul to sit and block the Gristlebrand. So you...
gains no life.
Yeah.
So Andrew made a couple of mistakes that game. I think he could have won, but Michael definitely was in the driver's seat.
Michael might have... So he had a daze at the end of the game. So if he drew that daze off of the first Gristlebrand, then it was over no matter what.
True.
Just double show and telling there, the second one gets dazed. So,
True. It's a good point.
yeah.
And he can even draw it off Gristlebrand if he's at 8, if Andrew doesn't force that reanimate. So that's like a couple hypotheticals deep.
Yeah. I think you do draw 7 there, though.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I saw Andrew flipping through some Blood Moons. do you think of that? He's not boarding out Force Will, is he?
I don't think so.
I saw him pick out a bunch of Force Wills. Grafdigger's Cages.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Huh. I'm tilting my head to try to get a better view, and I'm just now realizing it doesn't work like that.
Those are forcibles. Those are forcibles.
He boarded out Force Will in the combo mirror.
That can't be right, can it?
No? No, it can't.
I mean, what does he bring in? Like Flusterstorms? Like, do you think Flusterstorm trumps?
It actually doesn't matter. Like, Reanimator's such a fast deck that you really want Force Will. The tempo is just really relevant.
Yeah.
Blood Moon's a fine card, but it's not that good against a Reanimator deck. Reanimator's mana base is fairly stable. It's going to have an island and a swamp. It also is going to have Lotus Petals.
Unless he thinks he's on like Chase's deck, but he's no reason to believe that.
Yeah, he saw Lotus Petals. So
and this is not a matchup where the Reanimator deck is going to want to actively fetch up drops, like a green source.
right. Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
it's probably going to want like one Underground Sea, and then it's fine going for Island and Swamp, right?
I aggressively fetch out basics. I think most pilots don't, but Reanimator can comfortably operate off Swamp and Underground Sea
Yeah.
in this matchup. Reanimator has pretty hefty black requirements. It's a pretty color-intensive deck.
Yeah.
But
Well, luckily it's only 2 colors, so that's where he gets this nice balanced mana base.
yeah, it's true.
Turns out 2 color decks have good mana.
Well, not always. I've built plenty of greedy 2-color decks.
They tend to have better mana.
That's right. You mean it's not just more room to play Wastelands and Academy Runes?
Ooh, Reanimator with Wastelands. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. There's a Reanimator player locally who plays like Deathrite Shamans and Carpetal Flowers. So what's so crazy about Wasteland?
Fair. Both players seem to have their 1 mana artifact tape card, I believe. I believe I saw Grafdigger's Cage on one side and a Pithing Needle on the other.
Yeah, so Michael has a fine hand. Is that an Elesh Norn? Why? I'm surprised to see Elesh Norn in the.
That seems like that would be the first thing to board out.
Yeah, there's usually another monster in the sideboard somewhere
Yeah.
for matchups just like this, and I suspect Andrew is not casting many like 1/1s and 2/2s.
Unless he thinks people are still on the Young Pyromancer plan.
Yeah.
Can confirm it is an Elesh, 100%.
Okay.
All right. Turn 1 Brainstorm.
Turn 1 Brainstorm.
Likes that play.
Hey, Brainstorm's the most powerful magic card in Legacy. Why not cast it?
If he has an Entomb in his hand, it makes a lot of sense, and I think he might.
No, he does.
Yeah, he brainstormed into Entomb. Hey, that's good deck building.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, you play cards in your deck, so you brainstorm into them.
That's right. That's how Legacy works.
That's why I play Miracles. You play Miracles, so you can brainstorm back on top of your library.
Huh.
He's got to force it.
Oh,
So look at this. Andrew Park slow-rolled his Grafdigger's Cage so that he could protect it with Spell Pierce. That is nice sequencing. I like that.
oh yeah, that's really good.
So if you're going to board out Force Will, just make sure that you have Spell Pierce in hand.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, not much to fear for Andrew in fetching up this Volcanic. Probably not Wasteland. Getting Wastelanded.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Michael still has a decent hand. You definitely want to Entomb still in your upkeep just because you want neither of these cards that he put on top.
You put what, like Lotus Petal and Elesh Norn?
I think so.
I guess he wants to.
Why do you think that he drew that card? Are we misreading a card in his hand?
Maybe. So he has
No,
Exhume?
he definitely has Entomb in his hand. It's possible Michael isn't aware that it's an instant.
No.
I mean, it's possible.
Sure.
It is a Graveborn Entomb, so that's kind of a tell for not knowing how Entomb works.
Wow, that's harsh.
Sorry, Michael, but I'm not a huge fan of promos. It's my fault. It's not yours. I wonder what Andrew's taking here. I didn't get a good glimpse of his hand.
No, I have no idea, actually. I'll be honest. There's a Ponder.
The old Cantrip Cartel.
Is that an Ancient Tomb? Is that a red card?
I just can't make it out. Do you remember the Cantrip Cartel control deck that Carson Cotter made with Squadron Hawks and Moats?
I believe you... Yes.
That deck is like strictly worse than Miracles, but still, it was the sweetest deck that I never got to play because I didn't own 2 Moats. It was awesome. Like, you got to have a super consistent deck because it turns out cantrips are really good. And you got to play Squadron Hawk to have card advantage. And Moat, look at that. That's just good deck building. Like, you have flyers.
It's literally the Weissman deck building.
Yeah.
So I believe the Ponder, if I saw it correctly, was a Red Blast and an Omniscience that he...
Still declines to cast the Entomb. Draws Elishnorn, which is atrocious.
Yes.
Alright, solid play.
There's a Brainstorm. I believe we're gonna, and I always have to do this whenever I'm on coverage, I believe we're about ready to have a perfect Brainstorm.
I'm gonna kick you out of the booth. I will evict you. Cedric, if you're watching, stop it. Please stop it.
Wait. So someone had an imperfect Brainstorm because he drew both the cards again. But Brainstorm plus fetch equals
Perfect.
perfect Brainstorm.
There are combinatorially many ways that you can resolve Brainstorm, and you're telling me that there's a clear demarcation between perfect and imperfect, and the demarcation is fetch land. That's it. That's your perfect Brainstorm. I don't believe it.
Yes, that is by definition
Perfect.
perfect.
No. I refuse to believe it.
But the commentator said it, so therefore it's true.
Oh, my mistake.
That's
Yes.
right.
They are professionals after all.
And I just said it.
Are you a professional?
Not commentator, I'm a professional at something.
We are seeing an exciting game of cantrips and not cantrips. I suspect at some point Andrew will draw a card and kill his opponent.
Yeah.
But it's possible that instead Michael draws a card and kills his opponent. In fact, it might happen this turn. Because Michael can Entomb end step and reanimate.
That seems like a good combination. I don't think Andrew has any counter magic. But he can't Entomb and reanimate. There's a freaking Grafdigger's Cage on the board still.
He's allowed to do it.
Well, there's another Brainstorm.
Okay, let's entertain the possibility that Michael wanted to draw Elishnorn so that he has a creature to put in off show and tell.
That seems like the worst creature to put in off show and tell.
Sure, but what if that's Michael's thought?
Then I wouldn't have put it back with the Brainstorm ever.
Okay, like
If-
you
if-
might put back the redundant reanimation effect?
Yeah, I mean, if your plan is to always have it in hand, why would you put it back then?
Okay.
For 2 turns.
So let's see if Michael puts back that Elishorn. Maybe that's in fact what he was thinking of all along. I wonder if he boarded in any.
Michael brainstorms and fetches here for a perfect Brainstorm.
I will stand up and leave. Looks like Andrew has a lot of lands in his hand. Super flooded out. He has Red Blasts.
I really don't. Did he really board in Red Blast for the forces?
Yeah, I don't like that much at all. Reanimator is a pretty black-heavy deck. The cards you're scared about are definitely the black cards.
What ways does Michael have to deal with the Grafdigger's Cage? Just Abrupt Decay?
It depends on his list. They usually have Echoing Truth or
okay.
Abrupt Decay or both. I'm not sure which one he has.
Sure.
I'm a little surprised that if Michael did have Abrupt Decay in his deck, that he wouldn't fetch the Trap.
Yeah.
So that tells me that maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he is on the show and
Still
tell.
has the Elishnorn.
Yeah, maybe he has show and tells in his deck. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Seems dangerous.
Yeah, it does seem pretty dangerous against your sneak and show opponent. Michael can win that fight by having discard, although I don't know if he still has discard in his deck.
I mean, I wouldn't take out this card.
I would not take out discard, no. I might take out Daze on the draw, but still. Yeah, I'm not sure I like discarding double Exhume when you have a random in hand.
Yeah. I think Exhume is... I think Exhume is really good in this match because they're unlikely to have creatures in their graveyard ever.
Exactly. And drawing cards off Crystal Brand takes life, which of course Reanimate also pressures.
Yeah.
He must not have Abrupt Decay.
So if he's just blue-black, then there's probably Echoing Truths, but probably Show and Tells.
He does have green in his deck. I just don't know if he boarded it in. It's possible that...
Oh yeah, we saw a Trop.
Yeah. It's possible Michael's plan is to hardcast a creature. Like maybe he has no outs to Grafdigger's Cage and he wants to hardcast something. If that were the case, I wouldn't have discarded the land. Or no, he discarded 2 reanimation spells. You know what? That might be his plan.
To cast it?
Yeah.
He does have, like a Lotus Petal?
Yeah, I see Andrew also playing out all of his lands, which I don't like either.
Actually, if your plan is to hardcast, you do not want to be actively fetching here, because you want to draw as many lands as possible.
Even if you aren't trying to hardcast, you shouldn't be fetching her, because what if you draw a Ponder or a Brainstorm?
Well, I mean, you...
How do you make it a perfect Brainstorm? Just
Yeah, that's true.
Put the words in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh. So we see a Ponder.
Yeah. What is the text on that Ponder?
It is in fact textless.
Yes.
There's none.
Do you think Andrew Red Blast? He has 2 Red Blasts.
It's a sorcery, does nothing.
So this would be a case where that fetch land that Michael could have had in play would be good. You might take the Careful Study.
And then fetch?
Yeah.
In theory, yeah.
In
You could
theory.
do that.
But Shuffle is fine here too.
Yeah.
Careful Study, not super exciting when you have nothing that you want to put in the graveyard.
This is a very weird game.
This is the sort of game that Reanimator gets into post-board. Is he going to draw a card? Okay, cool.
Oh, perfect. Reanimate target spell.
Lotus Petal. I don't understand why Andrew Park is playing out all these lands.
He does play Brainstorm, right?
Yeah, certainly he does.
I mean, it's
He doesn't have any cards that he wants to put back off Brainstorm, I don't think. He might have 1 land in his hand. No, it looks like he doesn't.
no. I think he has like 2 blast effects and spell pierce.
Yeah, I think Andrew should have held at the very least the Lotus Petal and the Mountain. So Andrew's hand is full of permission. He would love Forceful.
Oh, there's a sneak attack.
Yeah, there is. But he's not casting it, and I'm not sure why.
Well, no, it seems like now's the perfect time to cast it. He has red blasts in hand.
Exactly. I'm not sure why he's not casting it. Michael certainly plays discard, as we're about to see. And given this hand, yeah, I mean...
All right, let's see what we're working with.
Take Sneak Attack.
Oh,
Looks
the
like...
Pithing Needle is on sneak attack.
Oh, right. Of course. Hey, I
We're
think
idiots.
We're dumb.
We're dumb.
All right.
We're dumb. Everyone is dumb.
Everyone's dumb. I like this philosophy. Do you think that Andrew has any way to get around this Pithing Needle?
Echoing Truths.
Do you think he brought them in?
Yeah, I think Reanimator is known to play 2 to 3 Pithing Needles in the board to fight miracles.
Okay, so he should have
Caracas?
brought them in.
He should have brought them in.
Do you think he brought them in?
I don't know. He took out a lot of cards.
He certainly did, but he did bring in Blood Moon.
There's a Brainstorm, and he has the fetch. And he has 3
Don't.
Emrakuls in hand.
Don't do it.
He has 3 Emrakuls in hand, so he gets to turn 2 of those Emrakuls into other spells, which makes a perfect Brainstorm. Feels...
Do you feel dirty? Do you want to take a shower?
Yeah, kind of.
Of note, if Andrew draws a Blood Moon, if in fact he boarded in Blood Moon like we thought, and draws it, Michael will almost lose on the spot.
That's true. But then Andrew wouldn't be able to hard cast Emrakul, I don't think.
Ah. That is a good point.
So he has to hard cast Emrakul first, take his extra turn, untap, and then play Blood Moon. And then I would say he almost assuredly wins the game.
So if Andrew is playing towards casting Emrakul, is that the reason why he played out all of his lands?
Sure. He needs more ancient things.
There
you go.
Maybe he is working towards that.
Let's see.
He's got
7, 10?
He's only 5 off,
Yeah.
which means he needs to get 2 more Ancient Tombs in that City of Traders, or...
A Lotus Petal at some point?
do you think he has another fetchable land in his deck?
Probably has the 4th Volcanic, maybe?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I mean, if you're having all these basics, probably not. I think I saw City of Traders.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be casting the City of Traders right now. Or sorry, playing that City of Traders. You need City of Traders to be your last 1 or 2 lands. So if he draws any other mana source, he can play that City of Traders. But
How many Lotus Petals do you think he's playing?
post-board, I would guess... Well, I guess the same number. You wouldn't board out Lotus Petal. That'd be insane.
Oh!
Is that a Through the Breach?
That's a Through the Breach.
Hello. Well, do you think you go for it?
That's a tough call. Your opponent has been brainstorming and cantrip a ton.
I guess, what else are you going to do, right? Maybe hope that you draw more counter magic? That's defensible.
He's taking a look-see, trying to see how many business spells have been cast.
Not too many.
No.
I think 1 Force of Will and that's it. Maybe a Daze?
Looks like there's a Daze in there.
What got dazed?
I have no idea. Unless he discarded a hand size.
Oh, yeah.
He has a full grip.
He has an island. He's not totally dead to Blood Moon.
Oh, it just end a turn through the breach. Okay.
Yeah, when you guys are staring off, I actually don't like this play, because Andrew has no follow-up.
Yeah.
If Andrew had a follow-up, I would like this. Given that he doesn't have a follow-up, this simply allows Michael to somehow draw whatever his out is.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's it?
He's just scooping. He knew he had the because of Thoughtseize, he knew he had the Emrakul.
And Michael's at 14?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not even that. He would have 0 permanents after 1 hit, and he knew the sneak attack was in hand.
Half a 1, 6 dozen to the other.
Yeah.
Wait. You know
Whatever.
what I mean. Yeah. Cliches.
All right.
I learned an awesome German cliche.
Sure.
So, apparently in German, now I know there's a German guy on stream. If he's still here, he can correct me. Apparently in German, the cliche to say, I don't understand, is, this is sausage to me. It's like, mir der Wurst, or something like that. I think it's like 4 words.
Sure.
It's awesome. Like, why did she drive the car over the bridge? It's sausage to me.
That sounds. I like that saying. I like that saying because
Yes.
to be honest, most things are sausage to me. Maybe that's just because I have food on my mind a lot. But
Yeah, it's coming up on what 9:30 here. I'm pretty hungry.
it's 10 o'clock.
Wow. Yeah, it's dinner time.
Is this actually the first match we've had go to game 3 today?
Wow. Yeah. It is. Nope. Spider-Man won game.
Yeah. Through the breach. So
Do you think he boards in Forcible when he's on the draw?
yeah.
Do you think he boards in Forcible on the play?
So what's his plan? His plan is Graveyard Hate plus Blast to fight Show and Tell. Personally, I don't like Show and Tell in Reanimator, but I believe I saw an Omniscience at some point, which
What? In whose deck?
Andrews.
Okay.
I believe I've seen some Sneak and Show that's play like 2 Omniscience on the board to bring in for the mirror, and
Why?
because you still want to cast Show and Tell, and if you Show and Tell and put in Omniscience, then you win the eye attack with Emrakul first. Plan.
Okay. I would have thought you'd prefer to have more disruption, but sure.
Well, the Show and Tell mirrors you can't disrupt their hand.
You can disrupt their spells
Sure.
with like Red Blast and Blusterstorm. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I would have thought that you would prefer to cut like 2 Show and Tells for Red Blast, something like that. 4 Show and Tells for something. I don't know.
Sure, you could go in on the just all in on sneak attack, and now we're playing.
And they do have Through the Breach too.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the sneak and show decks kind of look like. It hasn't been doing too well lately.
Yeah, Containment Priest has really, been containing this deck. I think it's a real blessing that Priest is doing so much work. I hate playing against Sneak Attack personally, but I'm glad the option is there for those people who like putting giant creatures into play.
Yeah. I mean, Containment Priest also curse Reanimator a lot too. I really like Containment Priest and Miracles.
Yeah, it's a fantastic card.
In fact, Sneak and Show is my favorite matchup to play against.
I like
As a
Priest
Miracle.
because it means that you have fewer hate cards for Storm in your stupid blue-white control decks that like to hate me with Meddling Mage.
Why play Meddling Mage when you play Containment Priest?
Meddling Mage is by far the best hate rare.
You know what the best reanimate is? Is when you play Containment Priest in response, and then they just take 8.
Oh my!
Yeah, because you still lose the life.
And they must put it in play.
Yes, they pay 8 life and a black to take a Gristlebrand from their graveyard and exile it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Michael's hand was Underground Sea, Ponder, Daze, Careful Study, Thoughtseize.
I didn't see.
Would you ever mulligan that hand?
I think that's a very capable hand.
That's a hand I'm actively excited to see.
Yes, days and that many days on the play is really good. Plus, you have Thoughtseize to fight. You have ways to if you find a creature. Yeah, that
Right, so you get to disrupt your opponent before they can cast a spell. You get to
There's no
ponder
lands in
into an entomb, and if you mulligan, you have a chance of just not drawing lands like
that.
that hand. So I'm maybe I missaw that hand, but I don't know.
So I'm guessing did he not bring in Abrupt Decays game 2 and then realized it and brought it in game 3?
I suspect that's the case.
Okay.
Do you think?
Shouldn't you just like always bring in Abrupt Decay, like at least like 1 or 2?
No, that's having the fear. Like, I think Sneak and Show doesn't always have Cage, does it?
I think it does.
It could play Sneak or Surgical Extraction.
Okay.
You probably should bring it up in this match.
I mean, I'm just thinking as like a Miracles player, I snap bring in Wear Tear in most situations.
Right, but they're such different decks.
Yeah.
In Reanimator, if you have a dead card, that means that you have 1 fewer resource with which to combo early. In Miracles, if you have a dead card, that means
I can
it's
brainstorm it away.
fungible. You have time to brainstorm it away.
Sure. That's actually a very good 5.
Yeah, it's...
2 lands, Iona,
Is that an Iona?
Careful Study, I believe it is.
That's a turn 2 Iona?
Yeah.
Oh, looky there. Any true Forcewell, but no blue card. Oh, it looks like I would pitch Swamp and Iona there.
Yeah. Yep, that's Iona.
And then hope Andrew has nothing. I mean, it's not a great plan, but it's the plan you got.
Blue card? Oh, sure.
Wow. Wow. Do you think he wins here?
Spell Pierce. Pitch Force.
Now, what do you think he names here?
I think you just have to name blue, right?
I don't know.
He's more likely to turn 2 Show and Tell,
Okay.
right?
Show and tell will kill you.
Show and tell will kill you. And now cantrips are off.
Yeah, I like your line. Iona's a 7/7, so even if he puts in Gristlebrand off Show and Tell, that's still probably like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what we thought.
I like Michael's name.
Yeah.
I'm sure Andrew would like a Forcible here, or would have liked a Forcible.
He named blue.
Nope.
Yep.
Not allowed.
That's. I'm sure he would have loved to brainstorm there, but he can't.
No kidding. Andrew has a couple of turns to draw an out.
So
Is that a through the breach?
He's a through the breach in hand.
Does he have a creature?
I saw an Inferno Titan.
No.
Yep.
No.
There's an Inferno Titan in his hand.
No.
Yep. I guarantee it.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure Andrew has a shot for a turn 4 through the breach.
He really needs like a. Oh, he has the City of Traders.
Yeah, he can do a turn 4 through the breach. I think I would have played the Volcanic instead of the fetch land there.
Yeah.
Like, the life points might matter if you need to tap Ancient Tombs. I'm
I
not sure.
guess he just wants to thin his deck as much as possible. His brainstorms are off.
It's true. That is true.
He just needs to draw Emrakul.
Yeah, Emrakul would be a powerful draw.
Or even, I guess, Gristlebrand. Gristlebrand gives him...
So what do you do with Gristlebrand? So you can't attack and then draw because then you're dead to Iona. You can block Iona.
No, you... if you draw Gristlebrand, you play City of Traders and pass. He
you
has
think
to
you
attack.
block?
He has to attack, you block, and draw.
You can't block and draw. It's dead.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But I guess blocking is the most important thing. It allows you to
Yeah.
get Brainstorm active.
Yeah.
You can't activate abilities from creatures that are dead.
That's
Come
true.
on, think about it.
I'm just putting damage on the stack, okay?
Damage on the stack, sure. That wouldn't even work.
Oh, he's Emrakul.
Oh, hello.
Why don't you just...
What?
Oh, no, he does have Gristlebrand.
Oh, but you'd still prefer Emrakul, wouldn't you?
Well, I would have rather just attacked with Emrakul.
Yeah. And then, oh, all right, fair enough.
But there you go. He has the Daze. Daze gets there.
Hey, welcome back.
Yep. That was a sick mold of 5.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Randomator does that. Like, I was a little skeptical about his mull on 7.
Yeah.
But then again, like I was saying before, the deck mulligans well, and it just takes a couple of cards.
Yeah. He had Exactsies for cards there. I think
Yeah.
he had one extra card at the end of the game.
Which was the Force of Will, which he also used to pitch to...
No, I'm saying even like dazing,
Oh, I see. Wow, yeah.
because he
Close
drew
game.
the daze in like 2 turns, right?
Huh,
So there was like 1, maybe 2 extra cards in his hand at the end of the game.
good point.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah, saw a lot of... The match ended how we predicted it would, but not in the way we would have predicted.
No. Those were some weird games at the end there.
Yeah, they were. So that was some Legacy Card Kingdom action, some Vintage too.
Yeah.
Hope y'all had fun.